Hello everyone, it's AD with Cosmo Astrology, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading, guys. Today we are doing a Cosmo Quickie on the 11/11 portal. Shout out to Brittany. Thank you so much for pumping me with the content because she's the one who reminded me. She's a good friend of mine, and she was like, tomorrow's 11/11. She was like, you should do a reading on that. So that's why we're here. Thank you so much for your suggestion. But for the rest of you, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this is an insightful reading about what you can expect. I'm kind of taking this gateway from now until the end of the year. Just what are you going to be walking towards and moving towards within the next couple of weeks. So that's what we're looking at today, guys. So please take a moment to meditate, and I'll meet you over at your piles. Thank you so much. Okay, and boom. Let's get into it. Okay. Hello everyone. It is AD with Cosmo Astrology, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. This is if you picked pile number 1, the Memories of Hope, and we will be looking into your 11/11 gateway. So welcome to the reading. Welcome back to the channel. If you're old, welcome. If you're new, we're happy to have you here as we grow and expand. This is a Cosmo Quickie, guys, so let's go ahead and hop straight into it. With the Memories of Hope, every time I see this card, it always gives me like, this is kind of giving me a flood of inspiration in a way, but it seems to be based in nostalgia. So it seems like you're going backwards to move forward, if that makes sense. Like some of you, yeah, will be going backwards with this gateway and having feelings of nostalgia and memories and all that good stuff. And then it's going to inspire you on how you should move forward. So interesting. We'll see what the cards show. Of course, we're starting off with Vedic astrology cards. So please keep in mind that my placements could be different, but the energy should read about the same. So we're starting off with Libra. Interesting, because we are currently, when I'm posting this, we are in sidereal Libra season. So this is things coming into balance, and again, creativity, arts, Taurus, Libra, well, just Libra. But I heard Taurus too with Venus. Oh, that's so funny. I didn't see that, guys. Love it. Pluto, Scorpio energy, and then we have Venus, which is Libra, Taurus. So I really feel like, honestly, this gateway for you is really awesome. It feels like you're going through an absolute glow up and all intensive purposes of the words. If you guys have wanted to do things to enhance your beauty in any way, learn makeup tricks, buy a new wardrobe, show off your body in a new way, it seems like that's the gateway that's coming in. I feel like this is an extremely sensual, seductive, and honestly, like, beautiful time for you. I just imagine that, like, you're feeling really comfortable in yourself. That seems to be the gateway, or you're just recognizing, like, how far you've come with that memory of hope. But there is a level of seduction and beauty and sensuality that is absolutely coming to you. You can explore this in many different ways. It could be, for some of you, especially with Pluto here and with Libra, and with Taurus, it could be physical, but for others of you, I really do think that it could be artistic. So you might find some of you guys could be artists or sculptors, and you could, be inspired to like start working with molding the human body, the human form in that way. But others of you, it just is like a creative pursuit, photography, dance, ooh, dance, ooh, woo, 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 dance. I'm getting that very strong. Music, the arts. It just feels like you're having like a real epiphany within this gateway of kind of reuniting who you hope to be and realizing that you can take steps to be that person. Again, be it buying a new wardrobe, beautifying yourself. This seems very obviously Venetian, but also transformative. So I would say for you, definitely like a reboot, like a fresh start. So I say, if you've been debating when to get your nails done, get a hairstyle, any of that stuff seems like it's going to be what your focus is on. If you're not living in that kind of material world, I guess you could be signing some really transformative contracts. You could be signing some transformative contracts that are going to be over long term, but I just imagine that it'll be connected to beauty or the arts in some way, shape, or form. I'd be very surprised if it's not. Beauty is an art, period. And you seem to be a facilitator in that. So I really like this energy. It really made me extremely excited. So yeah, definitely a glow up. Definitely a glow up. So let's look into your tarot cards. We got the Nine of Swords as the first card out, the Queen of Cups, wow, and the Two of Cups. Yeah, I feel like with the Nine of Swords here, I really feel like there has been past like insecurities, but you're getting away from that. I feel like you're finally making connections. You're blossoming, you're blooming with that lotus flower there. And we have that imagery here too. So it does seem like you're coming into yourself. I feel like even with this water, and I've never noticed this in the card before, but there's the depiction of the reflection in the water. And I feel like you're finally like getting really comfortable with your reflection. You're getting comfortable with your self-image. Oh, this is so powerful, Pile 1. Because I think that this has been, for what it's worth, kind of a missing link in your life. And that's not in like a bad way or a negative way. I just think that you go along to get along. You're probably very in your head. You might have a lot of Virgo energy, any of the Gemini energy, Aquarius energy, any of the air signs, where I just imagine that you haven't really put, or Libra too, where you haven't really put a whole bunch of emphasis on your looks. And that's totally cool. But now I feel like you had like some awakening to be like, wow, I look good. I like my reflection. I like what I'm looking at. And you're going to, again, be in this state where not only are you seductive, you're extremely attractive, and not only attractive in like the physical sense that's obvious here, but attractive in getting what you want, attracting like-minded people, attracting partnerships, attracting friends. So I definitely see like relationships blossoming too, especially with the Libra, Scorpio, Pluto. So there is going to be like dramatic transformations in your relationships. But I really do think that it starts with you, Pile 1, as far as, you know, what do you see when you look in the mirror, and really learning to celebrate your natural essence and your natural beauty. That's something that I'm found out that I'm really passionate about now, is just like real divine femininity and what that means. And for you, regardless of your gender, I guess I've been speaking about makeup, but if you're a man and you've stuck in here this long, then definitely working out, getting physical, or just if you're masculine, I really feel like you would be exploring more sensual pleasures. So I feel like you would be eating finer foods, like your diet, your health is going to change. And inherently your body will change with it, but it seems like you start kind of externally. So that's if you're a masculine watching this. But regardless, you're getting in tune with your femininity, man or woman. You're getting in tune with your femininity, and you're starting to attract what it is that you actually want in this world. Because I do think that, you know, when it comes to divine femininity and being in that space of receiving, it does require a level of understanding the beauty that you possess. So therefore you can, quote unquote, name your price, you know? So I think that, you know, you're really starting to look at yourself and see that you are a high value person. You're a high value woman, high value man, and you deserve to be treated as such. But I think when that internal dialogue and these Nine of Swords blockages move, and you're not so hard on yourself, you realize that like you have blossomed into a really beautiful being. And it's time for you to enjoy that, you know, Taurus energy, Libra energy, that's all meant to enjoy. Okay, so let's keep going. We're moving into your Lenormand mountain. Oh, wow. The scythe and the lily. So I really, really enjoy this combination, because I feel like you're truly cutting through obstacles and stepping into your femininity. I mean, we have the flower right there. So like you're just blossoming. That is the gateway that is coming in for you, is like a really beautiful blossom and coming into yourself. And for what it's worth, I do think that you are taking part to remove any obstacles that have been in your way. And this is very quick. You know, the scythe is a very quick energy. It's quick moving. And I feel like it's cutting through this mountain and opening you up. The other thing about Lily too is this can speak about like a long-term career of some sort. So you could find yourself in a situation where you might be traveling for a career. This opportunity comes in really soon, really quickly. And I definitely feel like it would be because of your beauty or because of your talent in an art or a skill. I'm also hearing for some of you guys, I know that this is far out, but I would definitely see if you see an opportunity for an audition or to submit a portfolio for something that's happening in like the summer of 2022. It kind of like, it feels like a internship or like a summer job or like a study abroad program. I would definitely check those out. I would start applying for those now. I feel like the benefit of this gateway is going to be fully realized. I'm hearing the summer of next year. This happens to be the summer of 2022, but I'm getting this feeling with these cards where like you're going to be invited to something middle of next year that is going to deal with beauty, the arts, creativity, and femininity in some way, emotions. So this is really exciting. I imagine that you should pounce at this opportunity. I think the gateway is actually releasing you from the Nine of Swords. It's releasing you from your fears, and putting you into spaces where you're finding connectivity. And I think that this connection could possibly lead to some sort of internship, working environment, or something come next spring/summer. Okay. Sorry. And let me look for your this. So yeah, unexpected visitors, 41-5. So I just imagine that there's unexpected change. I just heard, how did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. So some of you guys, Nine of Swords, could be quite difficult to know. And I don't mean that as a insult or a bad thing, but I think that, you know, you're really in your head. I certainly think you're probably a perfectionist to some extent. You overanalyze, you go over details all the time. So I just feel like you're going to be focused in on getting something done. And then around the corner, you're going to end up meeting a lifelong friend or getting into an opportunity where you end up meeting friends, and just connection. But I do feel like, I want to say, so yeah, we got a lot of information from a few cards, but I also want to say that, like, I think that you're going to end up like have a really transformative friendship, most likely with a feminine energy. But I do see you like making a really solid friend, and this is somebody that you don't expect because you don't see them because you're focused on other things. So there's two portals that are happening at one time for you, Pile 1. Like I said, for you, it's the glow up, it's the getting comfortable with yourself, getting comfortable in your body, celebrating yourself, celebrating your body. And then there's also that's going to lead to creativity, possibly to an opportunity to travel, or to just overcome any obstacles that you've had about self-image. And then I feel like you're going to meet a friend who you guys share very similar stories, and they're going to be very unexpected. So this seems to be what your 1111 gateway is bringing into you, pile number 1. Really exciting stuff. So yeah, I was trying to think anything else. No, I think that is pretty much it, guys. So I'm gonna end it right there. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you haven't already. And super exciting stuff, pile 1. Peace until next time. How did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. I didn't try that love thing for the last time. If you click through the video, then you get little intermission songs. I'm just kidding. It like popped up in pile 1 and now it's in my head. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. I'm trying to even see what that says. Octosterit. I'm not even gonna, you know what? We're just gonna let that one go. Hello, pile number 2. This is AD with Cosmo Astrology. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to be looking at your pick a card for the 1111 gateway, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. This is if you pick pile number 2, and I'm not even going to attempt to say this name. You see the card. It really gives me kind of like, when I first looked at it, it gave me kind of the Joker vibes, which is representative of the Fool card. So I do feel like this is kind of a release, but this Joker character seems a little mischievous. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out for you, pile number 2. I'm really interested. So basically, we're just going to be looking at what is opening up for you within the next couple of weeks that's going to help propel you into next year. And in pile 1, we picked up on details that would come into effect probably towards the end of next year. So I don't have a range on this reading, but let's go ahead and hop into it. This is a quick reading, so we're going to be blazing through it, guys. So let's start off with our astrology cards. Please keep in mind that I do subscribe to Vedic, so my placements could be different than yours, but the energy should absolutely read about the same. Oops. Excuse me. So let's get started. Ooh, we're starting off with Aries, Moon, Cancer energy represented here, and Neptune. So some of you actually just might have like a straight up Aries Moon, or Moon in the first house, or not. It's fine. You just might. But let's look into these energies. So I do feel like you are taking a step forward with Aries here. It does feel like you're excited about something on an emotional front. Again, this could be something very creative that popped up in pile 1 too, but with Neptune, we have this Piscean energy here of kind of like illusion and fog in a way. So something, in my opinion, is the gateway actually for you is like an emotional clarity. I feel like you're actually seeing through the fog, or you're no longer afraid of the fog. You're no longer afraid of what you don't know, pile number 2. And I feel like you are just going to light a match and you're just going to cut through it. I feel like for some of you guys, you're doing some really deep soul searching, and I feel like you're kind of going to the bottom of the sea. I can't help but be drawn to this image of him looking up. So when it's just like you're going to the bottom of the sea, you're going to the depths of your emotions, the depths of your soul, you're getting to the root of it. And then once you look up, you're going to see a way out, right? I feel like there is an energy here where maybe you felt like that now. But I feel like you've been in a situation where emotionally, in particular, you've been feeling like you've been drowning and you're just looking for a way out. I feel like this gateway for you, pile number 2, is going to open up a space where you can see through the fog that Neptune brings and see something clearly and walk towards it. I also feel like the other benefit to this is like your psychic gifts, your connection to the spirit realm is going to be stronger. I feel like your intuition is at an all-time high. And that's very exciting because it looks like you're going to be, like I said, inspired in some way. But it feels like you're inspired by your own, for lack of a better word, trauma. You're inspired by your own emotional depths. You're inspired by your own sadness in a sense, but also your own redemption story. So I really feel like, yeah, this 1111 portal is an opportunity for redemption of self and seeing things clearly and coming out of the depths of despair for some of you, or headed or spiraling down the depths of despair for things that you could not control, things that were affecting you emotionally. I feel like, yeah, this Aries to this kind of Fool character that I was talking about earlier, you're getting through it. And I think it's because you're seeing past decisiveness, you're seeing past things that don't serve you. You're just seeing things really, really clearly. As much as it might hurt, that's an interesting tone, but I feel like with this there does seem to be a bit of sadness, to be honest. But I feel like whatever sadness is given to you, it actually is a release. I feel like somebody or your energies, certain energies that you picked up on, have actually been an anchor, and you thought that they were keeping you afloat, but you're going to recognize that they've been an anchor. And once you cut them loose or cut the situation loose, I feel like you're finally going to feel like you can breathe and come above surface, and you're going to see things very clearly and be really excited to take on this next chapter that you have, the next opportunities that you absolutely have coming in for you. So let's move into your tarot. So we're starting off here with the 7 of Swords. I'm being drawn to this Aquarius energy. So this could deal with friendships, connection, people that you've talked to, Temperance, Sagittarius energy, and the Hierophant, Taurus. Very, very interesting. So the gateway is bringing to you some major, we got 2 major arcanas. Yeah, the Lord of Unstable Effort, the 7 of Swords. So again, there's this level of secrecy. Perhaps some of you guys are actually learning in depth or receiving knowledge. Like we said, picking up with your intuition, you're receiving knowledge about some darker science, some occult knowledge, right? So it could be astrology, it could be you picking up your own tarot deck, you starting your own channel, whatever that means for you. I feel like you're bringing this is a very religious combination, to say the least. I know that, you know, tarot is focused more on spirituality, but with the Hierophant and the Temperance here, this is again a version of God and release, which has been a very interesting theme in a lot of my readings lately. And so yeah, this is just speaking about, some of you guys could be going to like a temple, a church, or you could just be finding a religious outlet that you really like, or learning about a goddess or a god that you truly like. It could be from your original religion if you had one, or you could be finding something completely new. I feel like something about spirituality, something about religion, the book, the Quran, whatever, Hinduism, whatever. It feels like you're doing like some investigative work, and you're kind of forming and mixing and matching these different things as you navigate this spiritual path for yourself. I do think that this gateway is also going to make you very comfortable in your choices that you made about your spirituality, which I think is pretty interesting. I feel like in the past you might have felt outcast or that your beliefs were different, but now you're understanding the space and where they fit and how they help you, and you are embracing them opposed to shedding away from them. Very specific and interesting message. But I do feel like I want to say this gateway is going to bring you I'm hearing God's grace. It's going to bring you God's grace. Now, what God is to you, you can define that. But it's bringing God's grace to you, and you are going to feel like you can, you know, move heaven and earth. I think your angels are certainly here protecting you through this fog. Because like I said, I don't necessarily think that this is the quote unquote easiest time. I just don't think that it's impossible to get through as long as you're strong in your faith and in your beliefs. And also, Spirit is saying another part of this gateway is you are having to navigate and define your own journey, pile number 2. Do not bring unnecessary opinions, unnecessary stories, or what have you into what you got going. This next chapter with this gateway is opening up for you truly is a direct line between you and source. Again, that could be through learning and occult science, if you will, but you are opening up a direct connection between you and source is going to be what guides you. Source is going to be what leads you on your next path, where you can see where it's unfolding. For you, I still feel just with Neptune here, it lets me know that things after this gateway are still a bit murky, because I do think that there's some bricks that have to be laid down here, especially with the Hierophant, with the Taurus energy. This could also deal with, I know I took it to spiritualism and all that good stuff, but with here, this could also be school, higher learning, college, master's, PhD. I would feel like it could be, if you're young, you know, it could be undergrad, but if you're not, you know, you could end up learning a new skill and building on that and, you know, taking that with you into the workspace. So extremely exciting stuff. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing to the Lenormand. We got lilies. Yeah, for some of you guys, this could involve work, travel, and tree. So we got the ship and the tree. I do want to say, and again, if you've been worried about a health issue or a health concern and you haven't one note, go check it out. But I do think that it's whatever it is, if you've had a health issue, you'll be able to move past that. It's not going to be anything that, this is a general reading, guys. This is a general reading. So I'm not a doctor. I can't look at you physically. So please take this with a grain of salt. But I do feel like health is going to be certainly improving. And if you've been worried about something, I feel like it's something that you can certainly overcome. The other part is too, for others of you, this does feel like a long-term commitment for work. So here in this tarot, we were kind of talking about the more esoteric version of things. I feel like the Lenormand is a spectacular system, for dealing with day to day. And so it seems like when you open yourself to receive God and you open yourself up to receive whatever source is for you, that's why I did the air quotes. But when you open yourself up for that, I feel like your health and your job, your career, all of these other things are going to move forward. There's a blockage that I don't think that you're recognizing. And I feel like, and this is a speech that's so funny that I literally had to, I think another tarot reader gave me this reading on YouTube actually, where it was just like, you're actually not leaving enough room for miracles, to sum it up. Like, you're not leaving enough room for divine intervention, because I feel like you're so focused on the 3D reality of certain things that you have forgotten how spirit has helped you, and that miracles do happen every day, and that a miracle is right around the corner, but you do have to ask. And I feel like you have to go through the proper channels to ask. This feels specifically, I did this happened to me like a month ago. Hand to goodness, I do not lie to you. I was really going through it, had a really terrible day, and I had to take my booty to church. And I go to church off and on and all the other stuff, but I haven't been consistent or disciplined in it since I've gotten back to where I am right now. But I was so down and I was so low. I had to take it back to my roots. I grew up in a religious family. We had a lot of freedom in that religion. Obviously, I'm doing this work. So yes, this work really helps. But if you have a religious foundation and you have some practices, don't be afraid to go back to those sometimes. Do not be afraid to go back to the ritual of it all. If you're going through situations where you feel like you're being blocked, go sit in a church house. I know that feels like, I don't want to say that you have to go to mass or that you have to go to the ceremony of it all, but there is power in just going to a place of worship, okay? So if that doesn't make sense to you, then I'm sorry. Maybe this wasn't your pile, but I really do feel like there's a calling here that Spirit wants you to go visit your angels. For some of you guys, it could be a gravesite of a past loved one that you haven't been able to visit in a while. But I feel like there's a connection to Source that you have been ignoring because you've been so fearful and worried about your day-to-day. So just tuning into that for, like I said, this gateway. That being said, back to the Lenormand side of the spread, where this looks like you have a very favorable trip that's coming through, where there's absolutely going to be movement. Even here with the number 3, I feel like there's going to be expansion and change. We have 3, 3, and change, and 5, which is change. So I just feel like you're expanding. Wherever it is that you are going to, wherever you're going next with the ship here, this is going to be something sturdy, solid, and long-term. Even with the Hierophant here, guys, I don't think that you have to fear about the instability that you've experienced in the past. Once you really regain your focus and your drive and your mission, you won't fall into some of the confusing patterns that you fell into in the past, and therefore the foundation that you do build for yourself is going to stand and is going to last. So this is, again, really exciting energy. So let's go ahead and move into your oracle. If I could pick it up, we got heal the ouch, 3 and 8, which is 11. So that's beautiful. Heal the ouch. So like I said, like I sensed, I really do feel like this gateway has the potential to be very emotionally exhausting, draining, could involve a lot of tears. But I wouldn't look at that as anything like to be embarrassed about or ashamed about. I would look at those tears as mechanisms for healing, and that this is in its course, because you have to shed any of the things that you've been keeping in, any of the deceiving that you've been doing to yourself in order to avoid these emotions. You have to shed them so you can, again, grow stronger with the tree here. Your health is going to improve. Your career is going to improve. Your finances will improve once you do this. But I feel like there's been an energy where this gateway is actually going to be a release for you. It's an opportunity for releasing old patterns, breaking away from different things, and in my humble opinion, finding Spirit, finding God, finding temple, church, whatever, worship, whatever. So, yeah, that's really what I got for you, pal, too. Like I said, these are really quick readings. So very interesting reading. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you're going through if you would like. But thank you so much for your continued support. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you haven't already. And I will see you later. Peace, guys. Thank you. Alrighty, and last but not least, we are moving to pile number 3, Nemesis Corridor. So, hello, pile number 3. It is AD with Cosmo Astrology, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. Today, we are doing a Cosmo Quickie about the 1111 portal that is open today. So we're looking to see what does Spirit have in store for you, what is opening up for you. In pile 1, it was opening up. In pile 2, it seems to be a sense of release. So we'll see what's going on for pile 3. So you got this Nemesis Corridor, and it's interesting because I actually read the details of this card, because when I think Nemesis, I think enemy. It's just like, oh, open enemy. No, I don't. It could be a version of that where like you see things for what they are and you can clearly make a decision. But this card kind of feels like you're able to like let these monsters, I just heard, I'm friends with the monsters under my bed, where it's just like you're being able to kind of embrace these monsters. And I know that that's tricky, but I feel like your monsters are actual beasts. Like you're a beast at something. You're going to unleash the beast at whatever it is that you do. So let's go ahead and move into your tarot reading. So we're going to start off with astrology cards, guys. Please keep in mind, I subscribe to Vedic. Placements could be different than yours, but the energy should read about the same. So let's look at the 1111 gateway for pile number 3. Starting off with Mercury, interesting. Gemini, Virgo, water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Uranus, Aquarius. Woo! So I feel like you are definitely communicating some revolutionary ideas. This Uranus is like a big shakeup, right? So there's definitely a shakeup here. There's definitely also a revelation, learning something, insight, sharing that. And it's something that is unique. It's something that's special. And it's something that I feel like only you can do, only you can communicate. So we do have a little bit of, I wanted to say conflicting, but conflicting isn't the right word. But we have Virgo and Pisces. So we have a little bit of opposite. So there's that. This lets me know that there's a balancing act that's going to be coming in through your, or through the, what's the word I'm looking for? Down the pipeline. I guess through this portal. There we go. Excuse me, where I feel like you're taking some ideas or some downloads, if you will, with the water, some things that you've intuitively thought, and you're starting to put them down to paper and make some sort of plan to kind of shake whatever it is that you were doing. So I feel like this gateway actually is getting you to think outside of the box. I feel like there's an energy here where you've been right on the brink of something revolutionary. You've been right on the brink of a breakthrough. This gateway is going to allow that breakthrough, because I feel like your messaging is correct with the Mercury card here. Your intuition is on point and people are ready for you. There's something kind of niche when I get Aquarius. I feel like there's something kind of niche about what it is that you're doing and very unique. This isn't something that can easily be duplicated. Oh, I forgot to mention, I was really drawn to the green in this card, that emerald, jade, and so this does let me know that there's something about money, prosperity. So this could absolutely be another opportunity that's coming in. But if this does involve an opportunity, you are going to be using your voice of some sort, and this could be either writing or speaking, singing. It requires, you know, your voice. But that doesn't have to be, you know, like I said, that can come through with writing, especially with Virgo. But yeah, let's keep going. That's pretty straightforward, actually, with these three cards. You're definitely taking an idea, you're putting it to paper, and you're revolutionizing whatever it is that you've been doing. You, like I said, you were tiptoeing around it, but now you see things clearly. All right, so let's look at your tarot cards. We have the Five of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Six of Cups. So really interesting. These are probably like the heavy, I take that back, because pile 2 was kind of heavy. But I feel like this gateway is actually giving you space to, quite frankly, reflect on the past with the Five of Cups, the Four of Swords. It seems like this gateway is giving you a pause, in a sense, to reflect on things that you've had to gloss over in the past, and maybe that's the new insight and new realization that you have. The other thing about it is there's been cups that have been spilled over, and with the Five of Cups, how it's traditionally depicted. So I imagine kind of like pile 2, maybe you were drawn to pile 2, but there does seem to be like a loss that triggers this gateway, but then there's an opportunity that comes around the corner. It's interesting to see the Four of Swords, because these two cards, honestly, all three of them do not give me much action with this gateway, pile 3. It really feels as if you're hitting pause, or you're taking a break, or you're taking a step back, and you're revisiting old patterns, old friendships, old relationships, old thoughts. Yes. Something is also telling me, pile number 3, that in a way this could be something that's already happened, but you haven't actually had the time and space to process those emotions. And maybe you're meant to process those emotions and create something new, but also and explore them. Like, I feel like Spirit is giving you an opportunity to explore your emotions from an objective perspective, and in that way create a new insight. But you need moments to think. So for some of you, you already experienced this Five of Cup moment. You know what the cups are that are spilled, that are toppled over. What this gateway is actually going to do is to see how you can move forward with the knowledge that you have right now, and use it towards communicating those thoughts later. Let's look into your Lenormand. This is pretty interesting, pile 3. So we start off here with the Anchor. All right. not oof, but the anchor, the cross, and we have the crossroads. So pile 3, your gateway, there's still, yeah, it's very interesting because there's still a level of blockages here, especially with the anchor and the cross. There's a heavy burden, but I feel like you actually get the opportunity to leave these burdens behind with the crossroads. It's up to you if you're going to repeat old patterns and old cycles or if you're not. That's what Uranus is. Yeah, you have an opportunity with this gateway to break out of what you've been doing. I feel like you've been in this energy, actually. I feel like you've been in kind of like this stagnant, like, what's happening? What's moving forward? I've been thinking, I've been praying in kind of this meditative state. But I feel like you haven't looked to the future in the way that you need to. I know that's weird, but I feel like you've been too busy looking backwards. You need to start looking forwards, because when you look backwards, all you see is the heaviness, the burden, other people, other relationships, situations, materialism just holding you back. But you actually are at a fork in the road where you get to make a new decision of if you're going to pick old patterns or not. For some of you, I feel like it's pretty split for what you're going to do. Spirit wants me to tell you that, like, hey, this opportunity for you to do something different is certainly coming up. You're going to have an opportunity to shake things up. That's what Spirit encourages you to do. But some of you might spend too much time. This is a warning. You might spend too much time looking back and not forward, and you'll miss this opportunity. Don't miss this opportunity, because I feel like there's something very subtle about it. There's something very unexpected. And I feel like this is going to push you out of your comfort zone, because like I said, you're walking away from the past, right? There's a corridor. Like you're having the opportunity to kind of unleash a beast or keep the beast in the cage, is what I'm getting. Like either you're going to let your beast out or you're going to keep it in the cage. But you've been restricting yourself a lot. Do not tell the other groups, but I do want to get a couple more cards to just kind of help me clarify a little bit what's going on before we close it out, just to make sure that I gave the right message. So we literally, yeah, this is what came out. Let's get 2 more. Okay, yep. And we got the strength card at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so yeah, this is just really reaffirming everything real quick. So there is a level of isolation. There is a level of like things not working out, things that you've invested in. But like I said, you actually have the opportunity to walk away from that. You have the opportunity to walk away and start new. But there is going to be a level of hard work that's required with the 8 of Pentacles and focus. We have, your bitch almost missed it. Wow, we got triple eights. 8, 8, 8. This is fate. This is destiny. This is something that you have to move forward. This is like you're meeting a cross paths where you're going to get the opportunity. I'm emphasizing on that. You're going to get the opportunity to leave and pick a new path for yourself. And this is a part of your divine mission. But look where it leads to. You literally can end up doubling something, doubling your income, double your funds, right? Double your pleasure, double your funds. So I do feel like you're exiting. You have potential with this gateway to exit financial insecurity into financial prosperity, but you definitely are going to have to leave something that has been holding you behind or burdening you. So that's the gift that you get from 1111, is the opportunity to move in a different directions. Don't let your fear stop you. And let me say this too, pile 3, when and if you do walk away from this, you're going to be working. Do not think that you're not going to be hustling. You're going to be really building a long-term steady foundation for you, growth, and all of those good things. So that's kind of what's on the horizon. And then, we look at this 13, solitude. So this tower energy here. Yeah, there is something very isolated about this gateway. And maybe that's exactly what you need. Maybe you've been praying for an opportunity to be able to sit into your own energy, to break away from friends, to break away from family, to break away from past patterns. And so I do think that there is a loneliness that comes with with this, but ending on the 10 of Pentacles here, like I said, I feel like you're moving forward to like you know, the two dogs, more friends, like a bigger unit. But this gateway definitely is bringing emphasis to deciding what it is that you want. We got 13 here. That's death in the tarot. 4, but you know, I just feel like it's an ending of something. This is an ending and closing of a cycle. The pile 3, there does seem to be a level of isolation here, but you have the potential truly to shake things up. But you're going to need space and alone time to do that. Okay, so that is what I got for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you haven't already, guys. Peace until next time.